Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fat 50 and Running a Marathon. Today is Wednesday, the 14th of December, 2022. This is post-marathon. This is post-race. I should say post-half marathon, because that's what I completed, was a half marathon. But this is my thank you video. This is where I give a special thanks out to everybody, and this is honestly a poor thanks to to some of you in particular, but it's the best I can do. I'm sorry, and I will. Some of you will definitely be getting more than this video, but this is for everybody, and I just wanted to take a moment and say that this was not done alone. I know that. I'm so completely aware of how I did not do this alone. And so because of that, I want to thank everybody. And I mean, and I hope I didn't forget anybody on this list, but I will do my best. This is in no particular order. Okay. I want to first thank my cousin Carly, who has been one of my biggest fans throughout this whole thing. So supportive, so helpful. Um, got my cousin Tristan, who I especially want to thank as well, and his girlfriend Laura for the design for the Fat 50 and Running a Marathon logo. Let me show it to you one more time with Nancee's bag here. Oh, I'm pulling her string, but that's too bad. All right, there it is. Let me get that strap out of the way so you can see it. And yeah, there it is. There it is. And I want to thank Tristan and Laura, like I said, in specific for that. I want to thank my cousin-in-law David for coming down and being a big supporter and cheering me on the whole way and being very supportive. And I want to thank Cassandra for coming down and coming to Vegas and being there and being supportive and being there to cheer me on. I want to thank my friends Heidi and Travis for being there and being there to cheer me on and tell me what a good job I was doing. And that's just for the time that they were there at the race. They've otherwise been very supportive, asking me how you doing, well, good luck to you, and all those great things, all those supportive things. So I want to thank them for that as well. While I'm talking about the household, I want to thank my nephew Aiden for making sure that I'm always hydrated, and that's an inside joke, and maybe one day he'll look back at that and laugh. I want to thank my popcorn girl, Marissa, for always being there with a big smile and being and being supportive. I want to thank everybody else in the house too. I want to thank Simi for always saying good luck and you can do it and all those things to me as I walked out the door on my way to my run. I want to thank Allie and Ryan for also being supportive. I want to thank Ryan for helping me up the stairs the day of the half marathon because I otherwise probably couldn't have made it. Uh, Let's see. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm checking things off, so I'm making sure that I remember everybody. So this is an actual list. I am reading from a list. I also want to thank the other two little girls in the house. I want to thank Kira and Jojo for being supportive. And haha, Jojo, I called you that. But always having a big smile, always being there with full of energy. While talking about family, I also want to thank my family in Oregon. I want to thank Beth and her household, her sons Xavier and Levante, and her daughter Kendra, and my niece and my niece Nevaeh, for everybody for being supportive there and helping me along and being my fans. I want to thank my other family, my family who helped me, who was very supportive on Facebook, and that's my family throughout the country, mostly in Missouri. And so that starts with my cousin Jeremy, who has been a big fan of the videos and has helped out with being supportive and saying encouraging things. I want to thank my cousins Tiffany and Sandy for the same thing. I want to thank my cousin Bailey, who, despite raising a toddler, was able to spread a lot of love on Facebook, and I want to thank her. I want to thank all my cousins back home, and once again, Jeremy, Tiffany, Sandy, and Bailey. Thank you all. I want to thank the YouTube community. I want to thank Gabriel Madrid and Gorilla Vids and M Jordan 072 and Gemreal Alcarez for being there and saying, "Hey, man, keep this up, and you're doing great." And I want to appreciate that. I want to give a special thanks out to Guy Medley, who is someone I know personally, who also commented on YouTube, but has said some very encouraging things, and I want to thank you. Of course, that means I got to thank my man Tony, who is always there, at work, talking to me about the listening to my boring stories about running and all that. I want to give a special thanks to him as well. I want to give a thanks also when talking about the YouTube community to Sue Ayer, and I hope I'm saying your last name correctly, Sue. But you've been encouraging, you've been supportive, and I want to thank you for that. I definitely want to thank my employer, Archangel Coins. Chris, you've been great. You've had no problem with the fact that I haven't been able to be there sometimes, or that sometimes it was just too much for me to be there, or things like that. There's never been a problem with any of that, and I appreciate that. I want to thank the guys at the store, Chip in particular. You've been very supportive, and Darren, you've been very supportive as well. Joe, you've been supportive. You've been helpful. You've offered a lot of great advice. I want to thank some of the customers at Archangel. I want to thank my buddy Bill, and I want to thank my friend Bob, Bob Held and Bill Glazer, both of you. I want to thank both of you because you always, ask me about the race and how did it go, and you were excited when I showed you the medal that I had and all of that. And I guess I should probably just pull that medal out again and show it to everybody so you can see it. And I want to thank my buddy. I want to thank my buddy Jason, who was also very supportive on both YouTube and I think actually I may have his name has a check mark next to it, so I may have already thanked him, but that's okay. I love you, Jason. I've known you longer than a lot of these other people, and I don't love you more than the others. I'm just gonna say that I love you, but I have known you longer, so you deserve a second shout out. So this is the medal. This is the medal for a finisher of a half marathon. So that's what I got. And I always want to thank the kitty for appearing in almost every video in her own special way, and always being there and always sleeping right in my lap. And so anyway, but in all seriousness, I want to thank every single one of you. And if I've forgotten somebody, I'm really, really sorry. I want to thank those of you on Facebook. It occurred to me that I haven't done a good job of enumerating some of those comments, but I want to thank Sandy Terry. Sandy Perry, is that, honey? Mm-hmm. Sandy Perry. Perry, is that the last name? Yeah, Sandy Perry. I want to thank you. I want to thank Christy McMean. Both of you have been encouraging. I want to thank, that's another place again where I would re-thank all my cousins back home. Bailey, Sandy, Tiffany, Jeremy, and Carla. And Carly's not back home, but she is from back home. So I just thank you, all of you. I hope I didn't let anybody down. I wanted to do a full marathon. It just wasn't in the cards, guys. And I did as much as I could do. And I did what I could. And, I've actually got a plan of attack on this. And I plan on one day actually finishing a marathon. I don't know when exactly it will be. I will, when I have a better understanding of who and what I am physically as a runner, I will have better insight. And when I do, I will come back to you and I will tell you what the plan is, and we'll give it another try. And, we'll hope for the best, and maybe it'll work and maybe it won't. But until then, I hope you're doing well. And remember, only by taking care of each other first are we capable of taking care of others. Thanks for watching. Topher.